Hello, hi, welcome back to day 11. Can I just say, I'm having a lot of fun doing this live stream event. It's showing me so much about myself, and it's teaching me a lot of things, and it's helping me transform my own money stuff, which is amazing. And I've been getting all your emails and your messages saying how helpful this is, so I'm really stoked that you guys are getting a lot out of this. So, with that being said, I'm just going to wait and make sure it loads, but I know by now it's working. But today, we're going to be talking about money guilt. And fear around selling your own products online. This is a bit hot. Selling your own products online and feeling guilty about it, so you have fear about selling, so there's like funky stuff going on there about whether you do sell or you're not fully behind it or something, and how to shift that. What am I going to do? I want to straighten this camera out first, and then we can get started. So the question that came in, I answered it a little bit yesterday in yesterday's live stream, which was, let me just read it. How do I get over the fear about making/earning money by selling? I feel greedy when I think about making 10 to 20 grand. That's not that much. But I completely understand like feeling guilty about getting paid for things that you create. So first, when we feel guilt, we have to look at why. What's bringing up the feelings of guilt? What in us is triggering us to feel that way? A lot of the time it is that it feels too easy to make money, so it should be harder. We should be struggling or sacrificing more. A lot of us have this mindset, especially if we have parents who were really hard workers or really old school. Like both my parents are extremely hard workers. Actually, my family is full of hard workers, like really labor intensive hard workers. So for me, my model of wealth, because I do have wealthy family members, is that you have to work really hard for your wealth. Like it has to be deserved, you have to like get a sweat up to earn. So that could be a thing around feeling guilty because selling something online just seems way easier than, actually building a building for several months to open up a store or a shop or whatever, right? So that could be a thing. Another thing is you could have a belief around there are people who need money more than I do, and you feel greedy, like you're taking something from them. There could be a belief around you feel like a fraud, so you feel like you don't actually deserve to be paid that amount of money. So that's showing you that there's some inner stuff that you need to work on, because it's absolutely not true that you don't deserve it. You are always deserving of more than enough, of overflow, of excess. You are always more deserving. There has never been a moment where you haven't deserved what you want, okay? You and everyone else on this planet deserves to have exactly what they want. So it could be that. Another thing of guilt that could make you feel guilty is that it feels unethical or unspiritual to want more money, right? Which it isn't, because there's suffering is not a spiritual practice. I'm sorry, but it's not. Suffering is not. Feeling abundant, feeling taken care of is a spiritual practice. You are meant to feel that way, because when your cup is full, you can give. Another thing is that asking for money can make things awkward. You feel like that would be going back to like not deserving of what you want. And so like, as you can see, all of this it's important to uncover why exactly you feel guilty about selling your products, why you feel guilty about charging for them, especially if you're discounting them, because that's a whole other conversation. Like discounting decreases your value, and I've learned this because I've always been a discounter, and I'm now stepping out of that, thankfully. But yeah, so these are the things that you need to do to uncover why you're feeling guilty. Because at the end of the day, you have to go through your process of asking yourself, is this ultimately true? am I greedy? Am I a greedy person? Am I stealing from people? Am I a bad person for wanting more money? Does that really make me unspiritual? Is that essentially true? No, it's not. So what you need to do is then start telling a new story. But obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be suddenly terrified of selling your product, feeling like you're greedy to, yep, I'm all good now. I'm like completely abundant. Everything's fine. It's a daily process. It's a daily commitment to switching that belief, to shifting, to changing. And so what I know is my truth is that you have to keep telling yourself this new story, and affirmations and statements can really help you as you work through this. So you need to think about what you're actually selling. Like, are you actually just saying to people, give me your money? Or is there an exchange going on? Like, that's what you need to think about. What are you actually giving these people? Because you're giving value. You are actually making a difference. You are giving something in exchange for money. This person wants what you have to give, therefore they are giving you money that is worth what you're charging for. So it's an even exchange. It's not like they buy something off you, they buy a course, they buy an ebook, they buy a service, and then you go and start giving them more things. It is an equal exchange, right? And so when it comes to pricing, it's a whole other story. Like, I would hope that you're a vibrational match to your pricing, because that makes it easier. But when the transaction is done, it's an even exchange. It's not they've gotten less for what you've asked them for, like you've gotten away with something. That's not it at all. That's what you need to work on. It's an exchange. So that would be working on your belief in yourself, belief in your product, belief in what you're doing. That would be where you need to start. Because it's okay to make more money. It's okay to charge more. It's okay to make money easily. It's okay to have more than enough. It's okay to have excess. It's okay to have all these things. It is spiritual. You are still a spiritual person if you have more money in the bank than not, right? If you have more abundance, if you're not struggling, you're still spiritual, right? So hopefully I'm making sense. Another thing I would suggest when you're like on top of doing the transforming the negative limiting belief into a new empowering story, a new empowering belief, and working through those beliefs every day, is ask yourself, journal on this, what does it help, or who does it help for you to stay small, for you to suffer, for you to be in scarcity? Who does it help? Seriously, who? Because when you are honest with yourself, you realize that abundance is a birthright. It is meant to be yours. It is meant to be everyone's, right? So journal on that, and then also then ask yourself, who does it help if you don't charge what you're worth? Who does it help? Because if you're not charging what you're worth, if you're too scared, if you're discounting, or you're just not even charging at all, like you're doing freebies or bartering, which is my favorite, there will be things going on within you that make you feel resentful, that make you feel drained because you're giving and not getting an equal exchange in return. It will make you feel, it can make you doubt yourself. It can make you feel like you're not worthy. So it can harm you not charging just as much as charging way too much, which you would know, but most people don't have that problem. Guaranteed, most people don't have that problem. So work through that. What else? Oh, also, there are 3. So how I said with the mantras before, with the affirmations, the statements, there are 3 really good ones that I have always liked, that I use when things have come up, when I felt guilt about making more money. And the first one is, my work is of high value and worthy of massive compensation. Okay, so write that one down. The second one is, I serve, I deserve. So everything you're giving, it's value, and you deserve an exchange in return for it in the form of money. That can be a belief to work on. A belief, a statement, an affirmation. And then the last one is, there is more than enough money for me and my desires and everyone else's. If you're struggling with feeling like other people go without because you get, that's not how it works. There is always more than enough for all of us and all our desires and what we want. Okay? So hopefully that has given some insight on what to do when you feel guilty around charging for your products. If you notice the theme, I'm basically saying the same thing every day, is just notice what's happening, work your way through it, uncover it, like get to the core of it if you really want to. Some of the times you don't need to, like a lot of the times you can just witness it and be like, okay, yeah, I know this is what I need to work on. And then work through it, work through those beliefs, start telling a new, more powerful story, and then live in that energy of it. That's really all it is, every day, telling you the same thing. It's simple, but you need to hear it a few times to really get it. I feel like I've needed to hear it constantly for the last 10 years. But that's the work, and that's all right. So that's all from me today, my lovely. If you have any questions or any feedback that you want to share, like always, add it in the comments below, down here. And if there is someone you believe that would get a lot of value out of this live stream, please share this with them. I would appreciate that so much. And other than that, I will see you tomorrow.